Alright, so this is the time for another technical video. In this video, I'm going to explicitly show you how you can build custom kernel on Debian. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into my Emacs and let me open the script I have written. Debian. Okay, so this is the script which basically build a custom kernel on Debian. I'm sitting on Debian, and this script will build a custom kernel on Debian. Okay, this script is not so different like the previous two videos I have made to build a custom kernel on Arch Linux and Slackware. This script is also following this almost same route, only few syntactical difference, plus I'll show you where you can get the stuff in upstream in a sense in a vanilla kernel. Okay, so let me get started. It's not a big one, so it'll be easy and quick. So here we go. First of all, as you see, let me little bit big the font so it'll be easier for people to read. So I have declared few variables on top of the script and trying to find them in POSIX compliant way. And this is a time binary. This is the way the kernel tarball has to be deflated. This is where the boot images should config file running kernel, whatever at this moment running the kernel, that's config file. And this is the place where we build our custom kernel. This place you can change according to your need. This is, as I said before my previous backlog videos, that secure kernel tarball is a script written by somebody working at the Linux Foundation, and this script is hosted on kernel.org. And I have given this this is the URL. I have highlighted it, you can see that, so you can go ahead and pull down the script. You should do that because this is a well written one and it should be used. Okay, here is a libnotify, which will a very lightweight notification system, and notify send is a binary which will pops up notify dialog box when things done. So this is a clear fancy stuff written in Figlet or something like that. Then we check whether the build directory is already exist. If it is not exist, it is going and create it. Then we get into the directory. Then the meat of this script, which is a function called Debian kernel build. Okay, and as you can see on the screen that I have commented out the lines. Every statement has a comment on top of it, so you can clearly read it. Which kernel is a function which is defined down below in this particular script. We'll go there virtually and show you what it provides. Okay, so then we will evaluate the kernel with the secure tarball script as I shown to you before. then we need to untar it, then we get into the untarred kernel directory, then we run the standard command, make clean and make mr proper, and I'm expecting you know the meaning of those, why those are running. And then I copy the existing kernel configuration to a config file inside the newly untarred Linux kernel directory. Then there is a script resides in a script folder in the Linux kernel source. This script folder is a top level directory. That means you untarred the Linux tarball, it should be shown to you in the very first glance. It is on a top level directory. Inside that there is a config file and config script which will take enable disable parameter to tweak the kernel variables. Here I am disabling debug kernel, and this script statement is nothing but to just to get the confirmation out of it that whether that is set properly or not while running the script. Likewise, debug info, I disabled it and then I try to find out the file, the status. I'm yawning too much because I haven't had my coffee yet. Pardon for little pause. Okay, then this is required, otherwise Debian wouldn't allow you to build the custom kernel. This stuff I was stuck in many years ago while first time I was trying to build a custom kernel on Debian, and it didn't allow me to do that, giving some sort of error. Then I asked for help, and one of the kernel expert, they come up, wise enough, come up, and his name is Ben Hutching, and he come up and told me I need to do this thing. So I inducted it like that. System trusted key has to be disabled because Debian used different key to build their kernel, and if you wanted to do that you need to disable that key, otherwise it will not allow you or throw you an error. So again I'm trying to see whether that key value is properly set or not while running it. Then the standard stuff, just run old def config, and here is the standard make line, which you probably saw it in my other backlog videos about custom kernel making on different other distribution. And you have to run something called deb package on Debian, make deb package, which will basically fetch down the table and build the kernel and make the packages, Debian packages. This is the whole point of this line. Okay, and once the package has been made, you can see I have cd to up one directory where I am building this one, because the package gets stored in one directory up. So you can see I have cd to one directory up, and then I simply run dpackage-i with the .deb package extension. So the packages, whatever is built, the Debian image and all this stuff, it will get installed. Pretty simple, right? Nothing so complicated. And this is a which kernel it's a standard process I follow in all my custom kernel build. So it will basically allow you to go out in the wild in kernel.org and fetch the version of your choice of kernel and source that particular version, because I use that version. Here you can see here I have used that particular version to, you see my cursor is hovering on a particular variable. It's because that value has been stored in that variable, so I'm using that. And get it is a this script, this one, secure kernel table, which require a version specifically to download. Okay, so nothing fancy about it, it's a simple thing. So that's what I did. I just look for the just provide a prompt to select whether you want to build the stable kernel, mainline kernel, or long-term kernel on Debian. Then finally call up the function to start building. Okay, this is a pretty ordinary and almost self-explanatory script which whose sole purpose is to build custom kernel on Debian. I'll put this script in the GitHub repo of mine called admin script, and I'll provide the link to this particular script in the description section below, so you can get it and play along with it. Okay, and if you make any modification, any enhancement to this, if you decided to, please do share with me so I can adapt it. I would love to get a elegant stuff, not complicated, mind you. If you do it in a much more elegant way or better way, I would love to adapt it. Okay, so this is a very simple thing. Also let me show you if I go so it will take some time to, because Linux kernel directory is pretty big. Okay, so I'll show you in a minute, just a moment. So you understand, right? It's clearly written, so you can get that script and try it yourself. I think this is where most of the people stumbled. I did, certainly. So if I highlight that, these two lines are very important. I was corrected by some wise kernel expert, so I quickly, as I explained to you. So if otherwise, there is no such difficulty, I believe, to build on something like that. It's pretty ordinary, pretty normal. So let me try again. You must be wondering, I'm trying to show you the kernel source ball has got a few script which will allow you to build the Debian package. Okay, this is the trouble. I don't know why it is taking so much time. I'm running git bash, and this damn thing is taking too much time to get into a git folder, so that's why it is not showing it here properly. So it has a facility while you are running on. See, it's still taking time. It's going through all the directories. Linux kernel is huge, right? So the bigger the folder, git folder is, it is called git bash, which will provide you some sort of sensible prompt. and it traverses through all the directories to find out the status and all this stuff, so it takes hell lot of time, and probably I'm running on a slow machine, that's why it takes even more time. So that is why it is not showing it here. Okay, so give me a few seconds so I can show you what I'm trying to show you. All I'm trying to show you, inside the Linux kernel source tree, there is a place under script, under package directory. There are few scripts are there which will allow you to build the Debian kernel, or mechanism is such. Damn it, it's taking too much time, right? Now it is, see, amazing. So let me try here. And package. So you can see there is, you can see on the bottom of the screen, so there is a different package which will see mk debian, mk spec, build tar, okay, snapscript.template. These four files are there under the linux script package folder in the linux kernel source tree. So if I go to the first one, and you can see, look at the right hand side. Let me make it a big. So this is the script, and you can see this is allow you to build a deb package which is already included in the linux kernel source tree. You can inspect this script at your leisure. Okay, now there are others. And there are others. Here is the one which is basically compile the tarball. Okay, as you can see from this statement. So I'm showing this to you. I'm expecting you to poke around it and have a look at it, so you can understand what is going on behind the scene. Okay, the purpose to show you this, to let you know this, that you will go up and play with it so you can understand better. Okay, all right, so I'll put my custom kernel script in the GitHub under a repository in my name called admin script, and I'll provide the description section below so you can get it and use it. Okay, thanks for watching.